Hello and welcome to Worship at Home for Sunday the 20th of August. My reflection this morning focuses on Matthew chapter 15 verses 21 to 28, and it would be a good idea to read those verses before you listen to the reflection. The reflection is about a conversation that Jesus has with the Canaanite woman, and this woman who approached Jesus faced many obstacles. Let's think for a moment what those obstacles might have been for her when she approached Jesus. The woman knew herself to be as low as a dog in the eyes of the Jews. She knew, of course, of the history of her own people, a people who lived in the land of Palestine before the Israelites arrived many years before and named the land of Canaan the Promised Land. So it's ironic in a way that she would have been seen as an outsider by the Jews. Her people's religion was hugely different from that of the Jews. She and her people did not believe in one God, they believed in many, probably around 234 deities in fact, like other peoples of the Near East. The god Baal was just one of those, and temples and shrines were built to honour the many gods. So for such a woman to address Jesus in the way she did is surprising. "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me," she says. This is not her religion, yet she recognises Jesus for who he is in those words. "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me." Are they the words that I use when I approach Jesus in prayer? How do I feel when I say those words? How do you feel when you say those words? They're truly the words of Christian confession. And even before I begin to make my list of requests to Jesus, say those words for yourself now. "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me." Personally, I'm reluctant to begin my prayers with confession. When I hear a leader or a preacher say, "Now a few moments of silence for our own confessions," I often think, these moments are never going to be long enough for me. And Jesus responds to the woman. But first, he doesn't answer at all. There is what seems to be a roaring silence, as I once heard it called. Nothing, not a word. Surely the woman's contrite approach to Jesus will elicit a positive response. But for now, and for a moment, nothing. But as always, Jesus does respond. He says, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." But is that a helpful response to this woman's request? It sounds more like a rebuff, like saying, "You are not one of the lost sheep of Israel, therefore I cannot help you." Jesus knew that his mission was first to the people of Israel. His mission was limited, but his goals were clear. There is a school of thought that here in his response Jesus is thinking out loud, questioning his mission which was to the people of Israel. Should he make an exception in the case of great need such as this woman had and respond with compassion? So she then kneels before Jesus, or as Mark's version of this passage says, she threw herself at Jesus' feet. And she tries again. "Lord, help me," she says. And isn't that the simplest of all prayers? How often have we uttered those words when all else seems to fail? Jesus' next words seem even more harsh, suggesting again that his message is for Israel and anyone outside of that group might benefit but it will only be the scraps that they get, just like the dogs that might get scraps from the table. But the woman, knowing herself to be one of those dogs, will make do with whatever Jesus can provide her with, and it will be enough. And Jesus sees her faith and does what she asks, and her daughter was healed instantly. Oh, for that faith which is ready to step across boundaries, those boundaries that we create for ourselves. Boundaries such as the perception that our faith is not strong enough, or not as strong as it should be. The idea that we are not good enough. Perhaps the notion that our background in some way inhibits us, and the thinking that we don't have anything to contribute. Jesus' compassion cuts through all those obstacles, whether they be perceived or real, and our needs are met. Amen.